Hello guys, welcome back. Welcome to my channel. This is your girl Nurse Momo. I can see that I have one person who has already joined. Please let me know where you're joining from. Kindly input your name as well, and so that I can know you. Please remember to drop a comment. Drop a comment. Please mention your name, where you're also joining me from. Remember to share this video as well with your friends as well on your social media platforms, so that your friends will also benefit from this video. Dufe from Ghana. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I just actually closed from work. In Europe, when you hear overtime, definitely you have to go to work. Even though I have this live session, I still had to go to work. And then I had to also make sure that I return on time to also do this live video. A very big thank you to all my subscribers. Finally, we have over 2,000 subscribers, and this is so amazing. Hey, Serium, Serium, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much. Hello, Esther, welcome from Lesotho. Thank you so much. Barbara from Ghana. Oh, the love is so huge. Hi, Aoife from Ireland. Oh, Aoife, that is my preceptor. During my adaptation time, she was so helpful. And then she's been a backbone, a sister. She actually shot my first video. Okay, Aoife, thank you so much. I really appreciate all your help. So as I said earlier on, this live session is our very first live session, and then it's mainly going to be about questions and answers. Okay, so I have few questions that lots of subscribers have already asked on my videos that I've not really had the time, okay, to answer those questions. And I truly know that most of you equally have questions for me. Okay, so we are going to look at all these questions, and then let's see how this live video goes. If we really think that really helpful, then we can do more live videos, okay, just to address most of our concerns. Let me see all those who have exhibit. Thank you so much from Dubai. Oh, wow. Thank you so much for joining me. Mafuya from Dubai, UAE. Thank you so much. Priscilla, thank you so much for joining me. From Lesotho, Esther. Wow, Esther, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the love. Oh, this is so heartwarming. And also, I can see my husband also watching me from Ghana. Michael Sapon, thank you for joining me. Your wife is really having a good time in Ireland. Thank you for joining me. Okay. I'll take up a few questions that I had from my YouTube channel. Just as I said, I'll just take up some few questions, and then from there we can now go ahead and then post in our questions. Okay. This session is going to be for 1 hour. I believe that it will be very fruitful. Then finally we can go ahead and then have lots of sessions like this. Please remember to share, okay? Please remember to share with your friends as well, as I said, so that we can have a very interactive session. So I have my phone here. I'm just going to open to my questions. Oh, already we have 16 members. Thank you. Please keep sharing. Samuel Abrifa, thank you. Good day, Momo. Good day, Samuel. Thank you for joining me on today's session. If you have any question, please, you can go ahead and also post your question, and I'll definitely answer your query. So I'm going to start. I'm going to start with a few questions that I had from my videos, as I said earlier on. I had a question that says that, can you explain the documents needed for NMBI recognition after passing your IELTS? So I believe that I already have a video on the relevant documents to submit to your Necessary Midwifery Board of Ireland. So please remember to check my video for the necessary documents to submit, okay? So that would really be very, very helpful. And then I'll try and mention the name of my subscribers, those who actually ask the question, so that they will also know that I really think about them. I really also appreciate comments from them as well. And I have one question from Beatrix Efia. She says, "Thank you, sis, for this information. Please, is job search in Ireland very difficult? And I also heard that there is housing crisis in Ireland. How true is this?" Thank you, Efia. With this question, I'll say that when it comes to job search, it really depends. Okay, for me, for instance, if you have really listened to my story, that's my Ireland journey, I have a video on it. Please, if you haven't, you can equally watch it. I had to wait for a period of 8 months to get my decision letter. But for my job search, it was really easy. I had that after 1 week. Okay, I just sent my CV and my decision letter, and then just within 1 week, I had an interview, and then I was able to secure a job. So it differs. Okay, so it depends on how easy you are able to find a job. Now we have private hospitals, we have government hospitals, we also have nursing homes. Okay, I know that last year the entire process was very difficult, as in getting the decision letter would take a very long time for you to get the decision letter, but now it's very, very easy. So we have lots of people with decision letters, and I believe that most of the agencies are now wrapping up to start up a new phase of their budget. So definitely we'll have lots of vacancies being posted out for people to reach out. So I won't say that getting a job is really difficult, because it depends on an individual's decision, okay, and also experience. My experience was very fruitful, so I won't say that it's very difficult. I'll only say that you have to have patience. When it comes to Ireland process, you need lots of patience, okay? You need lots of patience to be able to wait. And then I have one other question. It says that also I heard that there is housing crisis in Ireland. How true is this? With the housing crisis, I won't just say just Ireland. Okay, I'll say that it is worldwide. Even in Ghana, where I come from, even in South Africa, even in UK, every country has housing crisis. Okay, as we all know. And when it comes to Ireland, we all know that when you prefer to be at the city, okay, which is Dublin, that's the main city, then definitely we have lots of foreigners prefer to be in the city. So it depends on the county in which you choose to stay. Okay, so if you prefer to go to like the other counties, like far from the city, like Donegal, Galway, Cork, Sligo, and many other counties, those counties wouldn't have the same problem like that of Dublin. Okay, so it depends on the county you prefer to work in. That's how I'm going to answer this question. I'm going to take another question, then I'll start taking questions from you guys as well. So the next question says that, "Hi, Nes Momo, I have the required documents for my IELTS exams. Please, does Ireland accept UKVI or general IELTS examination?" So when it comes to the English proficiency test, okay, we all know that with the Ireland process, they accept that of the standard and also that of the UKVI. Okay, so far as both of them is academic, the NMBI, that's the Net and Midwifery Board of Ireland, will accept both of them. Okay, so I'll take few questions from you all. Hi, Nanaya, thank you so much. Nanaya, I'm really grateful for your help. Nanaya is a very good member of my Telegram page. It's actually like a brother and also a coach, helps people with the Ireland process. Thank you, Nanaya, for joining. Thank you for the motivation, and also thank you for sharing the video. I'm really grateful. SMS, thank you so much. Samuel Ebrifa, I'm going to start with the questions now. Samuel says the date on my transcript is different from the one on my academic forms. So, Samuel, can you come again with your question? Do you mean the date on your transcript and then the date on your qualification forms? If it's different, can you please have your school give you a new form, okay? Because the date on your transcript and the date on your qualification forms needs to tally, okay? So please do the right thing, as I said in my video, for the relevant document to submit. And then he's asking if NMBI will accept this. I know there are a lot of changes that is keeps happening, okay, with the NMBI system. However, it's better that we keep up with the right thing, okay. It's better for you to make sure that you have the right documents, okay, so that you do not have to come back with you for a query and all that. If possible, I would advise you that please make sure that the date on your transcript, the date on your curriculum, and also the date on your qualification form is the same, okay, preferably, please, from experience. Remember, I'm not an assessor, but based on queries that most members, okay, on my Telegram page have received, I always advise people to ensure that the date on the transcript, the qualification form, and the curriculum or the syllabus is the same. And then thank you, SMS. Thank you, our darling husband, for all the support. Yes, he's very supportive. Thank you so much. How do single people survive there? Hi, Emmanuel. Thank you so much for your question. So I'll say that Ireland for single people is very, very easy for you to really survive, because if you are assuming that you are married, you have to get more rooms. Definitely your cost of groceries and everything will go high. So if you're a single person, it's really easy to survive, even especially at the city. Okay, so for you, wouldn't really have any issue to stay at the city or to even live at the county, because getting a one-bedroom house and per your net salary that you are going to receive, definitely you'll be able to survive more than enough and also save more than enough for yourself. Yes. Midwife Ajua, can I add my husband's children as mine and bring them to Ireland? Yes, you can do that. Yes, you can do that. Actually, we are going to have a different session, a different live session, where I'm going to talk about family reunification to Ireland. Okay, but just to add answer to your question, yes, please, you can do that. You can actually bring your husband's children. The most important thing is that you have to get a consent from from their birth mother. Okay, so their birth mother needs to give you a letter to confirm that she is actually in support that your husband can equally bring her children to Ireland. So you will need a letter from from their mother as well. Okay, so that is it. Hi, Felicity. Thank you so much for joining today's session. Hi, Gifty. Thank you. Gifty says, please, does Ireland accept standard academic IELTS for healthcare assistants? So, Gifty, if you have really watched my video on the recruitment of healthcare assistants or home care workers, I stated emphatically that with healthcare assistants in Ireland, you don't need the English proficiency test, okay? So the main thing that you need is your QQI, okay, or your FITAC. However, if you have a training in nursing, let's say diploma or degree, okay, it makes it more easier, because most recruiters from those who are already here as healthcare assistants, okay, that I've had an interaction with, most of them were able to come to Ireland, okay, and then after without having to write the QQI exams, okay, because their diploma certificate qualifies them more than enough. So the major thing is for you to get your QQI training or relevant training. So your diploma or your degree certificate or training is actually it tallies with that of the QQI. So you wouldn't have to bring in any QQI. When it comes to IELTS, please, you don't need your IELTS for healthcare assistant positions. Hello, Aoife. Aoife says, how have you been finding Ireland so far? For example, the weather, and how has your experience of working in your current hospital? Okay, and also, what has your experience been of racism in Ireland? So this is actually from my preceptor asking me all these questions. Okay, Ifa. I'll say that for me, so far, everybody knows that I really love Ireland, and I know you really know this, because you and many other people have been so amazing to me. You guys have really treated me like a sister, if I would say more than a sister, okay? And then I've had so many things in Ireland I didn't really get in Africa, if I would say that. So far, my experience in Ireland has been grand, as I would say. I need to use some of the Irish terms, the jargon. So my experience in Ireland has been grand so far. And then also for the weather. For the weather, I'll say that when I got in last year, it was really difficult because I quite remember bringing in some slippers and some wedges and some African slippers I was really waiting to rock in Ireland. And then I got to the place, and then everything is freezing, so I still have them in my cupboard. I haven't been able to even wear them. I'm hoping that I'll be able to wear them in this summer. Okay. And it's very funny because you see when you are going out, you can see that, oh, there it's really sunny, and then, oh, okay, I know that I can do this. Then before you realize, the weather has just changed and it's raining. It's very funny. So I believe that if someone tells you that your behavior is like that of the Irish weather, the person has really insulted you a lot, because you can never predict the weather in Ireland. So it's always better to make sure that you are prepared for the weather. That's one thing I'll say about the Irish weather. And Ifa also asked that how is my experience working in my current hospital? With my current hospital, I'll say that they are the best. Yes, I'll say that they are the best. I wouldn't say that it has been 100% perfect throughout. No, it hasn't been like that. But if I should overall, I'll say it's been great. Okay, we have most of the workers are very supportive. As I said, my preceptor, Ifa, you've been great from the beginning. You're willingly teaching me how to adjust in the clinical setting. Most people are willing to really help out. I'll say the Irish people are the best human beings I've ever come across. They are always willing to help. I don't know, they are more than, I think they are more like Ghanaians. Sorry if you are not from Ghana, but they are very, 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 very lovely. They really have such golden hearts. And then the last question is, have I ever experienced any racism in Ireland? Okay, for Ireland, I'll say truthfully, let me think. I haven't really experienced any racism in Ireland. I'll say that I think most of the Irish people have also experienced racism themselves, so they really understand what racism is. Even though you wouldn't get everybody who really loves Black people, okay, or Caucasians, I'll say that majority of the Irish people are very welcoming. Okay, they have such beautiful souls. So even if someone is a racist, the person is very skeptical about showing that behavior. Okay, most people wouldn't really come out and then show such a behavior. Okay, I think most of the Irish people are very lovely, and I can't really recount any incidents of racism. Okay, in that aspect. So far so good. In case I experience something like that, I'll definitely do a live video to come and explain everything. Hi, so thank you so much, Ifa. Hello, Gifty. Gifty says, how can I join your Telegram page? Hi, Gifty. Thank you so much for expressing interest to join my Telegram page. Please post. I'll kindly check my current videos. I have the link of my Telegram page there. Okay, and also I'm also going to leave the link, okay, at the description button of this video as well. You can easily join as well. Hello, Linda. Thank you for joining me. Please let's remember to share this video. We are currently 37 members. Please remember to share on your social media platforms so that our friends who are also interested can equally join us. Okay, taking more. Sorry for the difficult questions. No worries, if you actually caught me by surprise, and I'm really enjoying this. Hi, Samuel. Samuel says, oh, sorry, I think I skipped Nanayao. Hi, Nanayao. Thank you for your question. It says, is it advisable to include periods of rotation in NMBI assessments? Yes, I'll say it's very important. Okay, so definitely we should all understand that Nanaya is from Ghana. That's why he's mentioning rotation. So in Ghana, after your nursing training, you are going to undergo a period of internship, which is a one year internship, which is it's payable. Okay, so we receive an allowance for that. So I advise people to add that to their years of experience. It's very important. So in instance where you did your rotation is different from where you're actively working. Okay, so you have to get 2 employment forms and then send one to the facility that you completed your rotation, and then one to your current hospital. If where you did your rotation and where you are currently working is the same place, then you can just include all on one employment form, because it's very important. Let's all remember that Ireland pays based on your years of experience. Okay, so it's very important that you include that experience so that it adds up to your annual salary. It's very, very important. Hi, Jennifer Kumsin. Thank you so much, my daughter, for joining me. I really appreciate it. Hi, Samuel. Samuel says, Momo, what is the estimated duration for the entire process if all needed documentation are intact? This is a very tricky question and a very interesting one. I'll say that with this process, it differs. Okay, I just want to maintain the individuality of a person because some people might take 6 months, whilst others might take 8 months. But with the current trend, okay, I'll say that the overseas recognition has been very, very smooth. Okay, NMB has done so well in improving their systems. So people are actually getting their decision letter in less than a month. So assuming you are able to get your decision letter in less than a month, then definitely definitely you're going to be in Ireland soon, depending on how fast you are able to get an employer. Okay, so assuming you're able to get your decision letter in a month and you are able to secure a job, let's say in a month's time or 2 months' time, then within 6 months you should be in Ireland. Yes. Sorry for the difficult question, Ifa. And then now Emmanuel says, does the HSC consider working experience and pay you such when you start working, or it will take some time before you are migrated? Okay, Emmanuel, with the HSC or with the health system, the employment system in Ireland, your years of experience from your home country is included. Okay, so that is taken into consideration, please. So if you have 5 years of experience in Ghana, whether the HSC, whether the private institution or the nursing home, no worries, they will definitely consider your years of experience and place you on that scale. Okay, so please, if you haven't watched my video on salaries in Ireland, please check that video after this live session, and then you have an idea about how much you are going to receive based on your experience. Okay, hi Sekina. Oh, okay, so SMS is actually Sekina. Oh, Sekina, so sorry. Thank you, my lady. Sekina is a very beautiful sister. She's been very supportive, just like my brother Nana Yao, who has also been equally supportive throughout this journey, throughout my YouTube channel. Sekina is also a coach at my Telegram page. She's been very supportive, okay? And she's been more than a sister, if I was saying that. She's always keeping me on my toes. Next moment, when are you releasing a new video? When are you doing this? Let's do this, let's do that. I really appreciate you, Sekina. Thank you so much. She says that, this is Sekina from Ghana. We appreciate you so much. Keep bringing us up-to-date information. Thank you so much, Sekina. I really appreciate you too. Hi, Emmanuel. Emmanuel says, how much does tax takes on a scale 1 to 10? Okay, Emmanuel, so this is actually going to be a next video that I'll be releasing soon on the taxation in Ireland. So I'm actually going to talk about taxation and then talk about maybe bring, let's say, a case, okay, and then we're actually going to talk about how much you're going to expect as your net salary, okay, based on all the your taxes that you are going to pay. So please bear with me. I'll be releasing that video very soon on the taxes in Ireland. And then we have Gifty. Gifty says, please, concerning the IELTS, will they not request when applying for visa? Yes, so it's very important that you get your IELTS results, because most employers would even ask you to even send your IELTS results before they proceed with an interview with you. Okay, so please remember that you need to get your IELTS, and you also need to add your IELTS results when you're applying for your visa. Yes, you need to add it, and remember that it has to be valid. Okay, if it's expired, that will be against you, so it has to be valid as well. So Gifty, please, yes, you have to add it to your visa application. Felicity says, please, how effective is the transportation system, and roughly how much an individual can spend on transport in a month? Okay, Felicity, I actually have a video. I know you've already seen it on the cost of living in Ireland. With the transportation system, it's very, very effective in Ireland, especially at the city in the city areas or the county, the big counties like Dublin, like Cork, Galway. But if you find yourself in the in a place that is far from the city center, okay, like in a remote area, then definitely the transportation system is not that great like that of the city. Okay, with such places, you need to get yourself a car. Okay, for you to have easy means of going to work and then coming back home and all that. If in terms of the transport, how much you're going to spend, I'll say that you can budget between 60 euros to 100 euros. Let's all remember that it depends on how far you are coming from. Okay, so if where you're coming from is, let's say, 1 hour, okay, from your place of work, then you can budget let's say 80 to 100 euros. For me, I walk 50 minutes to my place of work, so it's very, very easy for me. Hi, Sam Keliso Moyo. So Sam is also my sister from Zimbabwe. She was also my preceptor. So I had two preceptors during my adaptation. I had Aoife McLaughlin, and I also had Sam Keliso Moyo. She said, "Hello, Miss Momo. Thank you so much, big sis. Thank you for being with me, for guiding me, for treating me like your little sister, and also for welcoming me in your arms and always being there for me. My husband is not here, but my sister Sam has always been with me, minding me like her own sister. I really appreciate you, sis. I love you." So Exhibit Mafuya says, "Hi, Momo. Does healthcare institutions require work experience for you to be considered?" Let me read this again. Hi, Momo. Does healthcare institutions require work experience for you to be considered? I'll say that with Ireland process, usually the HSC, which is the government sectors, actually prefer 2 years or more experience. Okay, but if you want to work like in the nursing homes, they might consider, they might not really take into consideration your years of experience. Okay, if I'll say that. So if you don't really have much years of experience, let's say 1 year experience, and you're concerned about not getting a job at the HS level, you can equally put in a request to the nursing homes or the private hospitals. They might they might, but they will definitely consider you for a position. So yes, it is a yes. You will definitely get a job. Enoch Boydu, thank you so much for your question. Enoch says, with the adaptation or the RCSI exams, which one will you advise for one to go for? This is a lovely question, Enoch. Thank you. I'll say that both of them is doable, as we always say. I actually went through the adaptation. I know friends that also went through the RCSI. I'll say that it all depends on you, because I have, from my experience, I have people that have failed the adaptation. I have people that have failed RCSI exams as well. So it doesn't, I can't say that one is easier than the other. It's all about having a positive mindset and also be willing, okay, to really work. I'm begging you, be willing to really go through this. If you really want to go for the RCSI, I'll advise you 100% prepare towards it. You can do it. And remember that the advantage to both of them, there are disadvantage to both of them, in the sense that with the RCSI, you have 2 attempts, okay, for you to pass both the written and also the practical. That's the OSCE. And apart from that, with the RCSI, you get your PIN on time. When you come in, you complete your RCSI, you have your PIN maximum within 2 weeks, you already have your PIN, and then you are good to go. When it comes to the adaptation, you are allocated to an allowance that you take every fortnight or every month. So that is also cool. And then when it comes to adaptation, you also need to know that you have to prove yourself each and every day. I tell people that adaptation is not that easy as people say it, even though most people prefer it. Because with RCSI, you're only proving yourself at a goal in one instance, and then after that, you are done. But adaptation, you have to prove yourself within 6 to 12 weeks, which is not easy. And then imagine working in a clinical setting that is not very interesting. That is going to be very difficult. However, both of them are doable. Search within your heart and then go for the one that you are really prepared for. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Enoch. Hello, Nyakwa Edna. Thank you for joining us. Edna says, after rotation to starting permanent work, there is a gap. How do I explain that? Okay, Nyakwa, I'll actually have a video on my on relevance document to submit. I've actually explained that there, but I'll do a brief explanation. Okay, so if you have a gap between the time that you started rotation and then the time that you started work, you have to now write a called the gap letter, which you've already stated, and then state the reason why you had to wait. Okay, so NMBI actually considers a gap from the time that you had your PIN. Okay, the time that you had your PIN till the time that you start active service. So assuming that after you completed school, you had to wait for 3 months before you got your PIN, and then after your PIN, you had to wait for 3 months before you got posted for your rotation. That is the same explanation I'm going to give NMBI. So you only tell them that after you got your PIN, you had to wait for 3 months to wait for the government to post you to your current hospital. Okay, so you just have to tell them exactly what happened. If you had to wait because, let's say, you got pregnant along the way, so you were not fit to work, you just have to tell them exactly what happened. So if you had to also take a break because you had to go to complete a course in school or anything at all, you just have to explain what really happened for the reason of the gap. Okay, and then Nanaya says the health service executive. Yes, that's the HSC. Alexander Asari James. Hi, Alexander. Thank you so much for joining me. Hi, this is Kobe Jones. What really makes Ireland unique from UK in terms of family reunification? Hi, thank you so much for this question. I'll try and talk about some videos that I'm actually trying to bring on board, and also, if possible, maybe make such videos a live interaction. Okay, so I'll be hosting a very wonderful guy who has both experience in Ireland and UK very soon. So please let's take notes so that when he comes online, we can all join and then ask him all the wonderful questions. When it comes to family unification, I'll say that in Ireland, I'll not say that the process is really difficult, but it's usually for Ghanaians and Nigerians. Okay, we usually have this problem of having to wait for a specific number of months. Okay, and then when it comes to Zimbabwe or those from South Africa, it's a very smooth process for them. Most Zimbabweans are able to bring their family in after 3 weeks or after 2 weeks. So it depends. Some even had their visa after 10 working days, which is very, very positive. So we all know that the UK is very fast for all countries. But currently, for Ghana and Nigeria, we have to wait for a period of like 6 months. Okay, that has been the current trend. Okay, so that's what I'm going to say about it, and then I'm just going to leave it here. And then when we have that session on comparing UK and Ireland, then we can talk more about this question. Yeah, and then we have Exhibit. Exhibit says your videos are really helpful. Especially, I will stick with you till my dream is realized of coming to the Ireland. Thank you so much. This is so beautiful. I really love to do this, and I'm very happy that I'm able to touch someone and also help a brother. Okay. We have Christabel Safo Ajiman. Hello, Christabel from Ghana. Hello, Christabel. Thank you for joining me. I'm really, really grateful. This is a very huge motivation for me. Mami Araba. Hi, SMS brought me here, please. Thank you so much for joining us. Sekina will bring everybody to this page. I know, she's so good. Thank you so much, Sekina, for bringing Mami Araba to the live session. Priscilla says, hello, Nurse Momo. Talking about rotation experience. Apart from salary differences, will it also be a problem to exclude my experience and rather explain the part of my gap of employment? So, Priscilla, what I would say is that it's very important for you to actually explain every gap, okay? It's very important for you to explain every gap. And also when it comes to, you actually ask if it will be a problem to exclude exclude from my experiences and rather explain the part of my. Actually, can you come again with this question so that I'll make sure that I'm answering the right question, okay? From Samuel Abrifa, Nesmomo, I learned the Irish embassy is in Nigeria. So did you travel to the place for your interview? Hi, Samuel. So if you have actually watched my video about my journey to Ireland, I did say that for Ghana, we don't have an embassy. So we actually have to put in our request or our application to VFS. Okay, so you take your application to VFS, and VFS will take your application to Nigeria. Okay, so VFS is like a career service. Okay, you just have to take all your documents and then you do your biometric, everything over there. Then they take everything to Nigeria, and when they are done, DHL will equally bring your passport to your home. So it's very, very convenient. You don't need to worry about that. You have Etel Latte. Etel says, hello, Nurse Momo. Can you please explain more on adaptation for midwives? Hi, Etel. Thank you so much for this lovely question. So I'll also be hosting a midwife, okay, very soon on our live video so they can tell us more about what to expect when it comes to adaptation for midwives. I will not be able to tell you much when it comes to midwife because I'm a psychiatric nurse. I have to be sincere, but I believe that hearing it from the horse's own mouth will be more beneficial. So we'll be hosting such live videos every week so that we can address most of your concerns. Okay. And then we have Nyakwa Edna. Nyakwa says, are there materials to learn and write the RCSI? Yes, we have lots of materials to learn from. So I'll have Nanaya. Nanaya, please, if you are still on, or if you are still here, kindly post the RCSI link, okay? And I'm also going to leave the link at the description button for you as well. So we have a website where you can have access to all the information that you need to know, all the materials and everything. We have videos on the website from the RCSI facility. They have everything there. And we also have a page, okay, where we discuss everything when it comes to RCSI. You can equally join the Telegram page. And if you have the IELTS results or the OET requirement, you'll be qualified to join the page as well. We have Ellie Girl says, keep it up. Hi, Ellie Girl. Thank you so much for joining. Ellie Girl is also a very lovely coach on my Telegram page. She's been very helpful and always ready to help others with the Ireland process. Thank you guys so much. To all the coaches joining me here, I'm really grateful. Thank you for coming on the live session. And Mrs. Brown says, hi, Nurse Momo. Does the decision letter has an expiry date, or can one ask for an extension, or one need to start all over again after it expires? Okay, so with the decision letter from NMBI, it's supposed to be for a period of 12 months, which is 1 year. But currently, NMBI has brought a news, okay, that it's not actually going to expire. So you have up to 3 months for them to send you an email confirming that your decision letter is going to expire. And I also had from a friend that her decision letter was almost expiring. So she actually sent an email to NMBI requesting for an extension of the decision letter. So it is equally doable. You just have to state the reason why you need an extension of your decision letter. Okay, so that is it. And we have Kakpema. So sorry if I'm not able to mention your name properly. Please forgive me. It's not my intention to disrespect you. I'm trying so hard to really mention all the names. I can see we have lots of questions, so I'm trying my best to answer each and every one over here. So Kakpema is from Zambia. Wow. Thank you so much for joining me from Zambia. Oh, I'm already blushing. Thank you so much. It says, do I need to pay the registration when applying for healthcare assistance? Okay, so when it comes to the healthcare assistance, you don't need to register with the Nurses and Midwifery Board of Ireland. That is a different process altogether. All you need is for you to be able to find a recruiter willing to actually sponsor you. Okay, you need to find a recruiter willing to sponsor you for you to come in and work. So your recruiter is just going to get your work permits, okay, and then you just have to apply for your visa after you've completed all necessary documentation. So please check out my video on healthcare assistance recruitment in Ireland. Kapema, please, I'm sure that you'll be able to understand everything. If you need further questions, you can leave comments and I'll definitely come to you. You can also join my Telegram page. If you have any question on this, I'll definitely come and answer that as well. Hello, Gifty. Gifty says that please, when I apply for jobs, sometimes on the forms they will ask that, do you have an automatic right or valid work permit to work in Ireland? Yes or no? Please, I don't understand. Okay, Gifty, it seems that you are applying for jobs for already PIN nurses in Ireland. So when you're applying for jobs, I advise that you look for visa sponsored, okay, or overseas recruitment. Because if it's not overseas recruitment, it's not if it's overseas recruitment, they're not going to ask you about work permits. Okay, yes. So please remember to look for the right recruitment, the right adverts. Okay, job adverts to apply to. And then I have Elsie. Elsie says, how easy is it for midwives to acquire a job upon receiving decision letter? from my experience, we have thousands of midwives in Ireland practicing from overseas countries. So I'll say that it's very easy, just like any other division. Okay, it's very easy, just like any other division. And I'll say that with the midwives, I just love you guys because you're able to have lots of your job offers away from Dublin, away from the city center. So it's very, I'll say that you have lots of advantage if I want to come from that aspect. We also have Linda Owusu. Thank you, Linda, for your questions. Linda says, please, can I proceed to payment of the recognition money whilst waiting for CCPS? No, Linda. What I'll say is that with the current improvements with the entire process from NMBI, I'll advise that you finish with your CCPS before you proceed, okay, with the payment of your recognition, with your overseas recognition. Last year, for instance, in my instance, I had to do the payments for my CCPS before I actually went ahead to pay for the overseas recognition because of the length of time I had to wait for. But now the entire process has changed. So please wait and then pay for your CCPS. Ensure that NMBA has received your CCPS before you go ahead to pay for your overseas recognition, please. And I also had one from Aisha Aponsa. Hi, listener. I hope you're good. Hi, Aisha. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. By God's grace, I'm doing so well. And we have Yebua Kesi. Yebua says, please, can you elaborate on interview questions and how to pass? Wow, this is a beautiful one. I'm actually writing everything down. I'll definitely do a video on how to pass your interview and also how to go about an interview and then how to pass. Okay, so I'll do a video on it. If possible, I'm going to hold someone as well. Then we can discuss some of the possible questions and how to answer them. Okay, which will be very beneficial to all of us. And then I have Priscilla. Priscilla says, I asked because I'm a psych nurse and I did my rotation in 3 facilities. I tried signing employment form for rotation in this hospital, but unfortunately the DDNS did not sign. Okay, so Priscilla, I believe that when you are posted for your rotation, okay, you are actually being posted to one particular hospital first. So you have the main hospital before you do other subsections at different hospitals. So in this case, if one DDNS has refused to sign, you can actually give it to a different DDNS to also sign, okay? And remember that it's not just the DDNS who is going to sign your employment form. It can be a nurse officer as well, or a head nurse. So you can equally give it to a head nurse or a nurse officer to equally sign for you. Okay, so I wish you luck, and please, if you need any further assistance, you can ask me on my Telegram page. I'll definitely assist you with it as well. Emmanuel Na says, as a psychiatric nurse who has worked in the mental hospitals in Ghana before, will you say our psych patient is different from theirs? Hi, Emmanuel. This is a very interesting question. Please, patients are, I won't say psych patients, but our patients are all the same. Okay, just that for me, I haven't worked at the HS, which is the government sector. I haven't worked at the government sector before, but I know that in Ghana we have voluntary cases and we also have involuntary cases. So it's the same thing over here. We also have voluntary cases and also involuntary cases. I'll say per my experience from our ward, most of our patients that are coming to for admission are mostly voluntary cases, which is very unusual in Ghana. These are people that actually walk in and then they seek for help. Okay, it's not much like Ghana that most of our cases are involuntary. I'll say, if I'm right, I'll say that about 98% of all the cases in Ghana are involuntary. Okay, and apart from that, I'll say that from my experience, most of the health system here is, I'll say, is patient directed. Okay, so the patient has a say in his or her care, if I'll say that. So that is where I can see much difference from. I hope I've been able to answer your question, Emmanuel. Samuel Bobby answer. Hi, Samuel. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for your support. It's a great one, Sister Lucinda. You do all. Bless up, dear Bobby from Ghana. Thank you, Bobby. And then we have Rita Sewa Dakon. Hi, Lucinda. Keep up the good job. Thank you so much, Rita. I'm really appreciative of it. We also have Isaac Ginola. Hello, Nesmomo, the private and the government sector, which one pays better? Okay, Isaac, I actually have a video on the pay scale in Ireland. So I actually spoke about the HSC, which is the health system, and also I also spoke about the nursing home and also the private sector. So I'll advise you to actually watch this video. Okay, please make sure you watch this video after this session, please, so that you can have a better understanding about the pay system in Ireland. And then we have Gifty. Gifty says, please, what is VFS and how can I access them? So Gifty, VFS is actually a career service that works with the Irish embassy in every country. Okay, so depending on your country, you can just go online and then search VFS office in my country, okay, working for Ireland, something like that, and then I'm sure that you'll be directed to the right place to go and submit your document, please. If you have any other question, you can join my Telegram group, and then I'll definitely answer that as well. And then we have Nanel Sasses. Says different forms of psych patients. Please, we don't have different forms of psych patients. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, please. Just that, as I said earlier on, most of the cases here, I'll say, is a bit different. Okay, on my ward, it's more of like anxiety cases. I know that at the HSC we have involuntary cases where you have cases just like what we have in Ghana, from where I come from. But as I said earlier on, most of the treatment here is patient-centered. A patient has a lot of things to say in their care. Okay, they are able to actually know, and they are very learned. They know much about their medication. It's not like Ghana that you just go there and then give the medications to them and then they just hold on to it and they just swallow. Here, every patient knows the exact medications they are even taking. You can't just give them anything at all. It doesn't work like that. No. So there is a difference, but not much difference in terms of diagnosis, because it's the same diagnosis. Okay. And then Na Emmanuel. Oh, thank you, Na. I think if I'm giving out a gift, you are definitely going to win. Na says, do you handle aggression like the same way in Ghana, which with some small beatings? Please, with this place, we don't do any beatings here. Please, it's not accepted. In that aspect, I'll say that is different, because here we have policies that are actually working. Okay, and you don't do that. We have different ways of I'm actually laughing right now. So we have different way of approaching cases. Okay, so in terms of aggression, we have to use your de-escalation skills as a psychiatric nurse. In terms of restraints, there's always been an update with restraints, okay, as well. It's not just like Ghana where you can just hold someone, tie the person. No, it's not done like that. So here, even medication is even supposed to be your last resort. You are supposed to use your skills as a nurse to be able to de-escalate the situation before you move on to other solutions as well. Okay, and then we have Helen. Hi, Ellen. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. And then we have good job, Lucinda. Keep up the good work. We are very proud of you. Thank you so much, Adriel Sampson. Thank you. I know you're on my Telegram page. Thank you for all the help, and thank you for your positive vibe as well. And then we have Mrs. Brown. Good job, Nesmomo. Please, what are the medicals an employer asks for, and which disease can disqualify someone from working as a nurse in Ireland? So far, I haven't had anybody saying that because they had this disease or because they have this health condition, they have been disqualified. Okay, for me, per instance, I had to fill out medical form. So with the medical form, you have to state that you have to actually go to your doctor who will actually perform an assessment and make sure that you are fit to work. Okay, when it comes to medicals, I didn't do any just like the normal FBC that you just have to do. It's not really something major, looking out for, let's say, HIV or anything. It doesn't go beyond something like that. Okay, so it's something that does not really they are not actually looking for something that's going to really disqualify you, if I'll say it that way. It's not really sophisticated in that aspect. It's doable for everyone, please. And then we have Linda Azu. Well done, Sister Lucinda. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Linda. Thank you for joining us. And then I'll say share. Please share the link. Yes, please share the link. Share the link. share on your Facebook page, kindly share on your Instagram page as well. And then if possible, if you're able to share on my Instagram page, I'll be very grateful as well. If someone is actually asking me to share on my Instagram page because they're waiting for the link as well. We have Ask Auntie Midwife. Thank you so much. Keep soaring. Oh, this is so beautiful. Thank you. And then we have Kapema, who says, do you do private monitoring for healthcare assistants and nurses? Please, can you come again with your question? Do you do private monitoring? Can you please explain for me as well, please, so that I'll be able to explain it just as you want it. We have Beatrice Asari-Jan. Good job, Lucinda. Hello, thank you so much. We also have Regina Amankwa. Hello, Nurse Momo. Good job. Thank you, thank you. And then we have Nanayao. Say no more. Thank you, Nanayao. Felicity, please, what is usually the nurse-patient ratio, especially in the hospital? So, per my experience as a psychiatric nurse, it's usually between 5 to 7. Okay, I know the HSC is way better. The HSC is way better when it comes to the nurse-patient ratio. Okay, yes. So it depends. It depends. I know the HSC is way better than most of the private hospitals. And then when you have the nursing homes, from friends that are working at the nursing home, most of them are saying that a nurse can work with, let's say, 3 healthcare assistants, and then you can have patients up to like 30 or 32 when it comes to the nursing home. So it's different. I think the health service executive, that the HSC, is much better than that of the private sectors, if I'm right to say that. Yes. We have Andy Spiritual. Andy says, please, is the nursing home still recruiting healthcare assistants? And if yes, how do we apply? So, Andy, if you're not on my Telegram page, please try your best to join my Telegram page. I actually try to reach out to some of these hospitals and agencies, and then I post on my page. However, you can also go to Indeed, okay, or Irish Jobs, and then search for Visa Sponsored. It's very important for you to search for Visa Sponsored, because you are going to see lots of advertisement, job vacancies for healthcare assistants, but you have to look for those who are willing to pay for your work permits, okay, and also sponsor you for you to come and work in Ireland. So yes. And then we have one person, we have Kapenos. Meant private monitoring. Please, could you reframe the whole question again, if possible? Yes, thank you. And then we have Midwife Ajua. How long does it take for you if you want to bring your children to Ireland? So when it comes to overseas, I'm going to talk about this based on my experience as an overseas nurse. Okay, so when it comes to overseas nurses, we fall under the critical skill workers. So in Ireland, we have those who fall under the general skill, and then we have the critical skill permits. So for the critical skill permit workers, you are able to apply for your family immediately. You have all your documents. You don't have to wait. But in an instance for general work permits, they have to wait for a minimum of 12 months before they can now apply for their family. So when after you are done with your adaptation or RCSI, you can straight away apply for your family. Only if you have all the documents. If you have your residency permit, if you have your work permit, and all other documents that you need from your employer, you can then go ahead and then apply for your family. So we are also going to do a session where I'm going to talk about family unification in Ireland, in Ireland as well, to help everyone have an understanding about the Ireland process in terms about bringing your family. Please, is the nursing home still recruiting healthcare assistant? If yes, how do we apply? I believe I've already answered that. And then, so I'm going back to my questions that I have here. I don't have any questions from you guys, so I'll be waiting for more questions while I try to answer some of the questions here as well. Can one is one eligible to travel with a spouse? So in Ireland, you cannot just bring your spouse. Okay, you have to come in to complete your exams, that is your RCSI or your adaptation, before you can now go ahead to apply for your family to equally join. Okay, and then I have a different Eden says, so with all the documents intact, how long or how long or on average does the entire process take, and then move to Ireland. So as I said earlier on, it depends. Okay, some people might take 6 months, others might take 1 year or 8 months, but currently it's been better. It's not like the first. Okay, my process took 8 months in total, so yours might be different as well. And then I have okay, I'm trying to read my question, so please bear with me. So I have someone who says, can my husband go with me? That's the same question I just answered. What is the band score needed? Please, if you don't know the band score needed for Ireland process, I have a video on the required band score for the English proficiency test. So that is for the OET and also for the IELTS examination as well. It says that which of the IELTS exams do I need to write as a mental health nurse to qualify? So you can either write the OET or the IELTS examination, and please remember to write that of the IELTS academic. Okay, so far as it's academic, you are good to go. Yes. So I'll take a few more questions from those online. I can see that I have a few more questions from. Okay, so we have Joel says, which is better, bringing your spouse who is a nurse in Ghana with you on a critical skill permit, or allowing her to apply through the nurse route? This is an interesting one. So for me personally, I'll say that it's better for your, if you've been here for quite long and then you can wait for your wife to come, that is fine. But I'll prefer that your wife also comes, also applies, okay, to an employer here, and then if everything goes well, he or she also comes on a critical skill permit, okay. But remember that even if your wife is a nurse and he or she I'm saying he or she because we know nurses can either be men or women, female or males, okay. So if your wife or your husband is a nurse, okay, it's better for you to allow them to come, because so far as they are able to come to Ireland, they don't need a work permit to actually work. That's one interesting thing about it. They don't need to apply for a work permit. They can use yours to also work, okay. But if it works for you that your wife would also, or your husband will also apply to a different employer, you can equally do that as well. I'll say that would be much easier than waiting for the family unification if you are from Ghana or Nigeria. But if you are from Zimbabwe, you can equally allow them to come. Then you can now move ahead to securing an employer. Hi, Joel. I hope I've been able to answer your question. I'm trying to play savior, okay? I'm trying to answer on both sides so that I don't stick to one. We have Ruth say, hi, Lucinda, really enjoying this. Thank you, Ruth. Actually, it hasn't been easy to do this live session. Let me be truthful. I'm a bit anxious, but I think I'm actually settling in now because you guys have been amazing, okay? With all the support, it's really making me settle in. And I believe that with the subsequent ones, we'll be able to do this very well and also make it more interesting. We have Akpene. It says private monitoring, whereby you help with CV reviews, cover letters, interview preparation, and help with job search in Ireland. So I'll say that Akpene, with this, if you want so no employer is going to do this for you. However, we have some agencies that help with this, okay. I actually have a mentoring program where I'm able to coach people as in advising them on the right document that they need to submit for their overseas recognition and all that, reviewing people's CV, cover letters, and also preparing people for interview. So we have such mentoring program from different people. If you are able to sign up for that, that is good, but most of the employers are not going to do that for you. If you're able to get an agency that is doing this, then that is good for you. You can equally also sign up on my mentoring program if you want us to take you through this as well. You just have to send in a request to nestnowmomo1@gmail.com. I'll leave my email address at the description button for you as well. I hope this has been helpful. I have Ifa. Ifa says, what is the biggest difference between working as a nurse in Ghana versus nurse in Ireland? For example, are there differences in practice that have surprised you? Hey, Ifa. Okay. Yes, I'll say that yes, truthfully, yes. So let me think so that I answered this very, very, very well, because this is my precept. I don't want it to be marking my answer here. So I'll say that from where I come from, it also depends, because in Ghana, I was working, my current station in Ghana, before I actually came into Ghana, I was on a chronic unit. Before I was actually posted to the acute unit. So it was quite challenging for me if truthfully, my if I would say, because the chronic units, you have a daily routine that you are used to, and then you just have to come and just do those things and then take care of your residents, and that's all. But I came to acute unit in Ireland, where your patients are actually there for a short term, and then you have to adjust to their health system. And also, I would say that with my ward, most of the cases are anxiety cases, where you have to give a lot of emotional support. You have to know a lot of skills to be able to offer the best the best care to your residents. And I'll say that was quite challenging, but now I do it effortlessly. I do it with so much love. So initially it was very difficult, okay? And then looking at all the rights that the patients have here, okay, in Europe, was a little bit quite challenging, because I'll be like, oh, if it's Ghana, you don't need to do this. You just have to get a doctor to do this, or you can just do this as a nurse, and you're good to go. But in Ireland, I'll say that even no matter whatever you are doing, you are very skeptical, because everything is being backed by law, and you don't want to lose your pin. So yeah, I'll say that I've been extra careful in whatever that I do in Ireland. Okay, yes. So that is the challenging part. If I've been able to answer your question, and then you have Eva says, can I also take my children who are over 20 years? So I know that children over 20 years are different cases. As I said earlier on, I'll be doing a session on family unification to answer all these questions. Okay, so that if I give you all the gist, I'm not sure that you're going to join that session. So I know that children, it's easier to bring children from 0 to 18 years to it's very easy, but those over 20 years, it's a different process altogether. So when we are doing a session of family unification, then we will definitely talk about all of this. And then I have Louisa. Louisa says, hi, Louisa. Thank you for joining me on my session. And Elsie says, hello, Nurse Momo. How is the shift system different from that of Ghana? So in Ghana, you know that we run the 3-shift system. That is the morning, afternoon, and evening. But in Ireland, it's 12-hour shift system. Okay, so we actually go to work in the morning 7:30, and then we close at 7:30. Most people at the HSC also goes at 8 o'clock, and they close at 8. So basically it's a 12-hour shift system in most of the hospitals. Yes. And then Gifty also says, please, I don't know where to click to join your Telegram page. Please, I'm going to leave the link to the description button over here, so that you can just join it, please. No worries. Nanaya or Sekina, please, if you have the link, you can also post at the comment section, so that those who are willing to join can equally join as well. And then we have Mrs. Brown. Mrs. Brown says, how many years does it take for an Irish nurse to become a permanent resident? And and can that person work in other European countries easily? Okay, so Mrs. Brown, I have a video on why an overseas nurse should consider moving to Ireland. Okay, I'll urge you to watch that as well, so you know all the benefits that you get when you choose to work in Ireland. Okay, but I'll just touch this as well. So if you are talking about permanent residency, so after 2 years, you are able to apply for your stamp 4. Okay, so after 2 years, you get your stamp 4, and then after staying in Ireland for a period of 60 months, you can go ahead and then apply for a permanent residency, as in citizenship. Okay, so after living in Ireland for 5 years, you can get straight citizenship. It's not like other countries that you have to wait for like over 5 years before you can even apply. So Ireland, in such term, is very, very very simple when it comes to your citizenship. And then going to other countries, yes, you can go to other countries and also work over there. So far as you're an Irish citizen, by then it's much easier. Okay. And then we have Emmanuel. Emmanuel says, after getting your visa and moving to Ireland, can you leave the country to let's say the UK, or visit your colleagues, or you need to apply for a new visa? Okay, so Emmanuel, if I get you right, when you arrive in Ireland, you need to apply for your residency card. Okay, so immediately you get your residency card, it's easier for you to go back home, okay, and also come back. When it comes to UK, you need to apply for a visa, and that is very, very simple. It's not anything that's very complicated. You just need few documents from yourself and also your employer, and some few financial documents to just apply for the UK. And so far as you're in Ireland, and then you are able to prove that you're a nurse and also a critical skill worker, no worries, your visa is guaranteed at most times. Very the chances of you getting your visa is very high. Okay, I won't say that definitely you get it. I have to, because this is a live video, so I have to be very careful, but I'll say your chances of getting your visa is very, very high. Okay. And then you have Louisa says, why is it difficult to get a job from Nigeria? Some of the agencies will tell you they are not recruiting. Hi, Louisa. Thank you for your question. If the agencies are telling you that they are not recruiting, I'll tell you to keep searching for new agencies. Don't allow any agency to turn you down. And also, most of these agencies that usually turn down Africans are agencies that are only recruiting or have the permit to only recruit in the Philippines, or let's say in Asia. So we have different agencies. So please be sure that you are applying to the right agency, if I would say that. Okay. And then we have Ifa. Ifa says, yes, that was a beautiful answer. You passed your preceptorship. Thank you, Ifa. Finally, I passed. Thank you so much. And you have Kakwema says, thank you so much. We'll surely sign up in your coaching program. Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing him. Please remember to send, when you are sending an email, remember to also add up that you joined my live session, and then I ask you to email me. Okay, I'll be very grateful if you do. And we have Christabel Safo Ajiman. Please, with a gap letter, does it mean it's compulsory for everyone? Because all nurses in Ghana waited for some time before they were posted to their various hospitals. Yes, I usually don't like to just answer my questions in line with only Ghana, because we have different countries over here. So far as there is a gap, please attach a gap letter just to avoid any kind of query. Okay, so it's just like adding more documents to avoid any unnecessary questions from the board. You understand? So it's better for you to add any supporting documents, any supporting explanation to your application, so that it's better that they understand. Because remember that when our assessor takes up your application to go through each and every document, you are not there to answer. So it's better that you provide every information that they might need during the assessment. Okay, it's better for you to provide all those documents, so that they won't have to come back to you and ask you to provide more documents. We have Christabel. Christabel says most of their vacancies said you have to have NMBI pin and not DL in capital letters. Okay, so Louisa, I can see that you are actually applying for job vacancies for pin nurses in Ireland. So as I said earlier on, when you go to, let's say, Indeed or Irish Jobs, please remember to look for overseas positions. Okay, so we have positions for nurses already with PIN. So that is different. And then we have position for overseas nurses. Okay, so you can actually search at the search section and just look out for overseas jobs. Okay, overseas nurses jobs. That is very simple. So you make sure that you're applying for the right position. Okay. Wendy says, I'm enjoying this. Hey, finally Wendy joined. So Wendy is also a very good sister of mine. She's actually my young sister that I'm also minding, just like Sam is also minding me. Wendy, thank you so much for joining. This means a lot to me. Thank you for the support. Thank you for being there, and also for your encouragement. Thank you so much. And then we have Eva. Eva says, thank you, Mom. Thank you too, my darling. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And then Exhibit say, thank you so much, Ness Momo. Thank you too. So we've been on this live session for over 1 hour. So we have, I'll take some few questions, and then we'll have our second live session. Okay. Another time, definitely next week. So I'll take some few questions over here as well, and we can proceed to closing this session. So I'll try and read it. I have a question from a subscriber that says, do NMBI accept IELTS UKVI? Please, it is a yes. NMBI accepts UKVI academic or standard academic. So far as it's academic, please, it is accepted. And we also have, are there job opportunities for public health nurses? Yes, there are job opportunities for public health nurses, because in the NMBI divisions, we have public health nurses also there. And currently, I was in contact with one employer that's actually looking for public health nurses. So please, if you're in the public health sector and you really want to come to Ireland, or Ireland is your dream, please don't give up. Go ahead and also please dream, okay? Don't back out. Don't say that people are saying that there are no job opportunities, so I'm not going to go for it. Please go for it and do your best. I'm begging you. And then I have a question. Say, do you need to notarize the original documents or the photocopy of the original? Okay, so when it comes to the notarization, I always advise that you make a colored photocopy. Okay, please make a colored photocopy of your documents, and then you notarize it. Then you can now scan it. I always advise people to make a colored photocopy, because in an instance where there is a mistake on the documents during the notarization, you are not it's easy for you to make a different copy again and then do the right thing. But assuming that you notarize the original document, that means that you have to go back all the way to now get a new document again, which is going to further waste your time. Okay. And then I have a different question here. It says that does mental health nurses also need to sit for the aptitude test? Yes. So last year we got news from NMBI also introducing the aptitude test for mental health nurses. And the good news is that the first batch that sat for the aptitude test in Ghana all passed their RCSI. Okay, and this is a very good news, because all 8 of the nurses that wrote their RCSI for the first time, this is the first batch, all from Ghana, they all passed their aptitude test. So please, it's very doable. Don't give up. Keep on trying. If you get aptitude test, please don't back out. Do it. If you get adaptation, please go ahead as well. And then we have midwife Adwa say, do I need to bring plenty clothes? I'll say that you don't need to bring plenty clothes, because definitely you're not going to be able to meet up with the demand. Okay, yes, you are not able to meet up with the weather demand over here. You can bring up some few jeans and then few tops, few dresses. You are good to go. I'd rather advise you to bring lots of foodstuffs from your home country, because that is a bit quite expensive than what you have in your home country. So if you have the opportunity to come to Ireland, please make sure that you bring more of your foodstuff instead of bringing more of your clothes, please. And then we have Linda says thank you. Adjoa says all clothes are less expensive over there. I'll say that we have different shops in Ireland, so it depends on the place that you go to. Before it depends on your style, just like your home country. We have different brands, so it depends on your brand that you want to wear. If you want original Nike, definitely it's going to be expensive. Okay, we have many shops like Lidl, like Dunes. Those shops are actually very good, okay, and less expensive. Yeah. And then we have Louisa. Louisa says, thank you. I really appreciate your clarification. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And then I had a question from Pokua. Pokua says that this is informative. When I did a video on my healthcare assistant, she's asking that I'm Mabel from Ghana and a nurse assistant clinical with UK General IELTS with band score 6. Please, am I qualified to work as a healthcare assistant in Ireland? So as I explained earlier on, please, in Ireland, you don't need your IELTS qualification, please. You need to register for the QQI if you don't have the relevant training in that aspect, okay? Yes. So I had a different one also from Perfect. Perfect is asking also, do I need to register with NMBI before I can migrate to Ireland and work as a healthcare assistant? Please, with Ireland, you don't need to register with the NMBI for healthcare assistants. Okay, you just have to look for an employer, send in your CVs and also your nursing qualifications that you have. If they are interested, okay, in working with you, they'll get back to you. And if possible, start doing some trainings online, like the CPR and many other trainings that I actually stated in my video. And then you can go ahead and also apply for positions. Okay, and then I had one from I had one from Matilda. Matilda says that, please, any agency recruiting, I'm interested. I got 6.5 UKVI General. So please, in Ireland, they don't accept the UKVI General or for healthcare assistants. As I said, please go to Indeed, okay, or Irish Jobs and keep applying for jobs. Keep applying for jobs. I had one message also from Mami. Mami says, hi, Ines Momo, please, how do I reach out to you? I need your assistance. Please, you can reach out to me on my through Instagram. I'm NestMomo1. Currently, I'm also on TikTok. It's the same name, NestMomo1. You can also send an email, okay, to nestnamomo1@gmail.com. I'm going to leave all that in my description box as well to help you as well. And then we have Yvonne Jerome. Yvonne says, do they find housing for you to live at? So it depends on your employer. Some employers will ask you to look for your own accommodation. Currently with my employer, I actually had 2 months free accommodation. Okay, so the 2 months free accommodation actually helped me a lot. And then my employer also looked for an accommodation for me in Dublin with other friends as well. We are all living here together. So if you are having trouble with getting housing, I would advise that you equally look for employers that are willing to help you. If you have friends here that are willing to also accommodate you here, that is equally perfect. That would also help. Okay, so if it depends on the type of employer that you get. Some employers will help, some employers won't help. Okay, and then when it comes to the HSC, most of the HSC hospitals will ask you to look for your own accommodation, and then you're going to be reimbursed. Okay, yes. And then let's see if we have more questions. We are going to 2 minutes more to wrap up. Okay, so I have a question from Regina. Regina says, please, can midwives do aptitude tests? Are there job opportunities for midwives just as nurses? So please, midwives are not currently, and midwives are not doing aptitude tests. All midwives are undergoing adaptation. So when we say adaptation, it's just like you undergoing clinicals, okay? Yeah, so just an adaptation for a period of 6 to 12 weeks. So some hospitals will sign you off exactly after 6 weeks, whilst other hospitals are going to sign you off after 12 weeks. So it depends on the hospital that you get to work in. And then I have a different question from Nanayal says, IG share. Thank you so much, Nanayal. I really appreciate it. And then Kapena says, can someone with nursing background with IELTS UKVI band 5.5 work in Ireland as a healthcare assistant? Kapena, as I said earlier on, in Ireland, when it comes to healthcare assistants, there is no requirement for English proficiency test. Okay, all you need to do is to get the training in the QQI. Okay, and then the QQI awards. After I reached out to most of these colleges, they told me that you need to be in Ireland before you can undergo this training. However, if you have any training and which is relevant or meets this requirement, okay, let's say diploma or degree, then you are able to come into Ireland and then practice as a healthcare assistant. Because I've been able to communicate or engage with Ghanaian nurses, Zimbabwean nurses, some nurses from Nigeria who have successfully come into Ireland and practicing currently as healthcare assistants. And they didn't have to actually go in for the English proficiency test. They only applied to these hospitals, to these agencies, and they just added their nursing qualification, okay, and also some trainings that they've already done back home to support their application. So there is no need for you to write any English proficiency test, either the OET or the IELTS qualification, the IELTS exams. Thank you. Ifa says you have been a blessing on our Unite, a testament to all the amazing overseas nurses. Thank you so much, Ifa. My backbone, really appreciate it so much. If you have such a preceptor and such a sister in an overseas country, just imagine, you'll be so happy. Okay, she's been so supportive. This should show you that Irish people are so amazing. She's actually an Irish, also from Donegal, and she's been supporting me throughout. She actually shot my first video, and she has been with me throughout each and every process. She has always been with me. This should actually answer your question when it comes to how lovely Irish people are. They are so lovely. And then we have KTV. Hello, KTV. Thank you so much for joining me. I think this is your first question. I really appreciate you. It says, with the aptitude test and OSCE, how long does it take to write it after arriving in Ireland? So when it comes to the aptitude test, you actually have to book it back home. Okay, so you get to book it back home, make the payments back home. Either you do it or your employer will do the payment. So usually those who arrive in Ireland have, let's say, 1 week to 2 weeks to complete their aptitude test. So it doesn't take that long. It depends. We even have people coming in, then after 4 days, they have to straight away undergo their aptitude tests. I hope this helps as well. Okay, so I'll take in a few questions and then we can close, and then whilst we wait for our next session. Okay. Uh let's see some few questions, few more questions. So I have a question, and then a person actually asked on my Telegram page, and they say that if a nurse couldn't get the required English score and want to opt for HCA in Ireland, and then once he or she is in Ireland, will then proceed to start with NMBI registration. Please, is this possible? Yes, it is possible. So we have nurses that actually are currently in Ireland, okay, and then they are practicing as healthcare assistants. And then they have the dream of actually registering with the Nurse and Midwifery Board of Ireland. Then after they have their decision letter, some people would want to, if you want to sponsor yourself for the aptitude test, that is fine. If you still want to go ahead with your current employer, okay, and then go undergo the aptitude test or the adaptation, it is equally possible. I'll always advise that you, when you get an employer, kindly make sure that you explain your future plans with them, because it's not fair to give them surprises in the future. Tell them your dream in the future. I would actually like to take this position, and then finally when I come to Ireland, I would like to apply for my decision letter with the NSM Military Board of Ireland, and then finally I'll do my adaptation or my RCSI. So it's very good for you to undergo, like, explain all of this, okay, and then avoid any kind of surprises. That wouldn't be that would be fair, okay. So it's good for you to actually make sure that you explain all of that, okay. Please explain all of that to them, okay. And then I had a different question from Dora on our Telegram page. So Dora is asking, good evening, House. If you are a nurse in Ghana and you want to practice in Ireland, what is the process in your home? What is the procedure in your home country? Your home country NMC you have to do. Okay, Dora. So you have to actually go to your the Nurses and Midwifery Council of your country. So since you're in Ghana, you have to go to NMC and then a request for verification to Ireland. Okay. So make sure that you create an account and all that. Get all your necessary documents. Pay for your nursing for your CCPS. Okay, to Ireland as well. So I'll check for the last question and then we can wrap up. So Katie says, thank you, Nurse Momo. Well understood. Thank you also. I really appreciate you for coming on to today's session and also engaging with me. I really appreciate it. So guys, it is already time. I'm really surprised how far the time is already, more than 1 hour already. I'm really surprised because I really enjoyed this. And thank you for interacting with me. Thank you for making this session very lovely. And then you've really helped me to really relax and also go through each and every question. If you still haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, I'm encouraging you to subscribe to my channel. And also, please remember to follow me on Instagram, okay, and also on TikTok. It is Nurse Momo 1, so the same name everywhere. On Facebook, I use Lucinda Momo Sapon. You can also follow me on Facebook as well. And please remember to like this video, drop a comment, okay? Please remember to drop a comment and also hit the like button. I can see that already we have 25 likes. Please, all those online, to please hit the like button so that it can actually motivate me to keep on coming and also keep on doing more live sessions. So I'm looking forward to do more live sessions with each and every one of you. If you really enjoyed this session, give me like the morale, leave some morale under the comment section. Encourage me to keep on doing more live sessions. And also, I need some ideas from you on some topics that you want us to talk about in my live session, okay, so that I can bring others on board, okay, because I have lots of nurses in Ireland, I have lots of nurses in the UK that are equally willing to come to Ireland to work. So we have all this network of people that we can equally host on live sessions, and they can brief us on some important information that we really need to know. I really appreciate you all, and I know that has been a great session, just as Nanelle said. Thank you so much, Nanelle. Yes, it has been a great session because you all joined me and you guys have been of great support to me. Thank you all, and then I would like to say bye-bye. Thank you so much, because if you don't think, I'll keep on thanking you all. Thank you, and this is the end of today's session. I hope to bring you new and more interesting sessions. Thank you, Whitney. Bye.